welcome to Biology, the scientific study of life. Many behaviors have a strong genetic component. Extensive research shows that behavioral traits like anatomical and physiological aspects of phenotype are the result of complex interactions between genetic and environmental factors. This conclusion contrasts sharply with the popular conception that behavior is due either to genes, nature, or to environment nature. In biology, nature versus nature is not a debate. Rather, biologists study how both genes and the environment influence the development of photosynthetic or phenotypes, including behavioral phenotypes. Though we first discuss genetic influences on behavior and defer the discussion of environmental influences. An approach to studying the influence of different factors on a particular behavior is to view that behavior in terms of the norm of reaction. For instance, we might measure the behavioral phenotypes for a particular genotype that develop of a range of environments. In some cases, the behavior is variable depending on environmental experience. In other cases, nearly all individuals in a population exhibit virtually or virtually the same behavior despite internal and external environmental differences during development and throughout life. Behavior that is developmentally fixed in this way is called innate behavior. Innate behaviors are under strong genetic influence, as we discussed later or in last section. Directed movements, many animal movements ranging from simple ones that take place within a few millimeters to complex movements that span hundreds or thousands of kilometers, are under substantial genetic influence because of the clear role of genes in the control of these animal movements. We may refer to them as directed movements. Kinesis. A kinesis is a simple change in activity or turning rate in a response to a stimulus. For example, saw bugs, also called wood lice, terrestrial crustaceans that survive best in moist environments exhibit a kinesis in response to variation in humidity. The sawbugs become more active in dry areas and less active in humid areas. Those sawbugs do not move toward or away from specific, as shown here, specific conditions. Their increased movements under dry conditions increases the chance that they will leave a dry area and encounter a moist area. And since they slow down in a moist area, they tend to stay there once they encounter. Notice this figure. Taxis. In contrast to a kinesis, a taxis is a more or less automatic oriented movement toward a positive taxis. Notice that. Or away from a negative taxis, some stimuli or stimulus. For example, many streams fish such as trout exhibit positive rethiotaxis from the Greek Rio current. They automatically swim or orient themselves in an upstream direction toward the current. This taxis keeps the fish from being swept away and keeps them facing the direction from which food will come, as shown this figure. Migration. It's easy to assume that a simple behavior such as kinesis shown by slowbacks or sawbugs bugs and positive rheotaxis by trout is under strong genetic control. However, genetic influence can be substantial even for more complex behaviors. For example, ornithologists have or even have found that many features of migratory behavior in birds are genetically programmed, as shown this figure. One of the most thoroughly studied migratory birds is the black cap, Slivia atrocapili, a small warble that range from the Cape Verde island off the coast of West Africa in northern Europe. The migratory behavior of black caps differs greatly among populations. For instance, while all black caps in the northern portion of the range migratory usually at night, those in the Cape Verde island do not migrate to all during a normal season of migratory. Captive migratory black caps spend their nights hopping restlessness